This is your coffee break on the HAN Network. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, and it is September 8th, 2015. I'm Rob Adams. Kate Chaplinsky is taking this week off, so I will guide you through the news, sports, weather, a little bit of everything as we get you through this Tuesday morning. And a good morning to you one and all. Donald Eng will be along with history, and we'll have a guest along a little bit later on as well. But we start with the news now. Greenwich High School is closed today due to a water problem. That's not related to the heat, which has a number of schools around the area closing early. Among them are the Bridgeport schools, including Bullard Havens and Colby Cathedral, Danbury schools, including Abbott Tech, also closing early today, Milford schools, including Laurelton Hall and Platt Tech, as well as O'Brien Tech in Ansonia. Orange schools are also going to close early today, and the Shelton schools will be closing. Again, this is all related with Stratford schools closing early, all related to the heat that is coming into the area. Monroe school officials said Monday they are watching the heat and would attempt to keep students in cooler areas and minimize physical activity, but that he planned a full day of school today. Stay tuned to the HAN Network or follow your local HAN Network website for updates on your schools. A pilot escaped without injury Monday afternoon when a single-engine plane spun off the runway at Sikorsky Memorial Airport in Stratford. Stephen Ford, superintendent of operations at Sikorsky Airport, told the Stratford Star a single-engine Piper Comanche was attempting to land on runway 29 around 1:15 Labor Day afternoon and headed into a crosswind, causing the aircraft to do a ground loop. Ford said the landing gear collapsed because of the spin-out. The pilot, whose identity has not been released, was the only occupant of the plane. No fuel leaked, and there was no fire. Firefighter and emergency medical crews from Stratford and Bridgeport, which owned Sikorsky Airport, responded. The airport reopened around 3 Monday afternoon. Continuing on with your coffee break on this Tuesday morning, the body of a missing college student from Reading was found Friday in South Africa, where he disappeared while swimming, according to a spokesman from George Washington University. 19-year-old Nicholas Upton was last seen swimming off the coast of the Eastern Cape province in South Africa. Other students in the group tried to find and rescue him. Bad weather prevented teams with helicopters from conducting an immediate search, according to reports. Upton is the son of Easton firefighter Mark Morawski and his wife, Margaret, and of Jim Upton, all of Reading. His parents had traveled to South Africa to help with the search, and friends contributed and family contributed more than $83,000 to a campaign to bring him home. Upton, a junior majoring in international affairs, had traveled to the Wild Coast with the other students during a break in a study abroad program. A Joel Barlow High School graduate, he was a member of the men's rowing team and the Kappa Alpha fraternity. Continuing on your coffee break on this Tuesday morning, Weston firefighters battled a raging structure fire which destroyed a garage at 23 Catbrier Road shortly before midnight on Saturday. No injuries were reported, and everyone was able to get out of the house safely, according to Weston Police Chief John Troxell. Moving along now with more news, a massive tree fell Friday, September 4th in Old Greenwich, landing on a plumbing contractor who lives in Milford. Greenwich police said the incident happened at about 1:15 Friday afternoon on Benjamin Street. The man was preparing to get into his vehicle when the tree fell on him, according to police. He was taken to Stamford Hospital with serious injuries. Several vehicles were also damaged by the tree. Trumbull Police and EMS rescued a victim of a suspected heroin overdose in a bathroom near the food court of the Westfield Trumbull Mall around 1 in the afternoon on Thursday, September 3rd. The 21-year-old Trumbull resident was relieved by Narcan, which forestalls the effects of opiates. Police responded to a report of an unconscious man on the floor of the bathroom not breathing. Then police said the victim was gray and no respirations could be detected. The report said that the victim's friend said that the victim was known to have used heroin and other illegal drugs in the past. A Trumbull police lieutenant said that no drugs or needles were found at the scene. No charges against the man were released as of Monday. A 6-story, 120-room waterfront hotel will be opening on Steeple Point Harbor. Construction of the Hilton-owned Hampton Inn will begin following a completion of work on a waterfront bulkhead. The hotel will be near the Bass Pro Shops, Starbucks, Chipotle, and Cinepolis. Sorry, that's the first one for me. Starbucks and Chipotle have each held job fairs within the past couple of weeks. State police arrested a man September 2nd for allegedly exposing himself to a bus filled with children while driving on I-95. According to state police, on August 19th, around 7:49 p.m., troopers from Troop G in Bridgeport were dispatched to the I-95 northbound Milford Rest area for a report of a man exposing himself to children while driving. Troopers learned that the male suspect drove alongside a coach bus filled with 11 to 13-year-old children while exposing himself and looking at them as he masturbated, according to a police report. After speaking to witnesses and obtaining the evidence, troopers identified the suspect as Robert M. Watts, 51 years old, of Charles Street in Milford. On Wednesday, September 2nd, troopers located Watts and took him into custody. He was transported to Troop G for processing and was held on $50,000 bond pending a court appearance September 3rd. He was charged with impairing the morals of children, breach of peace, and public indecency. As we move along on this Tuesday coffee break, it's a beautiful day outside, but it will get a lot warmer, which is why we reported at the top of the broadcast about all the schools reporting. We'll give you the full weather rundown as soon as we can. We've also got Donald Eng coming up with history, and we look forward to speaking with a guest as well. But we'll pause for a break here on your coffee break and continue. Again, it's a Tuesday, warm outside, mid-80s. Going to be a hot one, sticky one. Keep the kids comfortable in the schools. Again, some schools will be closing early as a result. We'll tell you all about it, and we'll continue on with your coffee break for Tuesday right here on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
The 2015 high school sports season is off and running, and the HAN Network is the place for live play-by-play. This is Rob Adams. We'll have all of the action beginning Friday at 6:50 in Yorktown Heights, New York, as the Huskers of Yorktown High host the John Jay Indians. Saturday afternoon at 12:50, Weston travels to play Notre Dame of Fairfield in the opener for both squads. It's all from your home for high school sports, the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast.
And back with you on your coffee break, I'm Rob Adams. Kate Chaplinsky with the week off. It is Tuesday, of course. Now all the kids are officially back to school. Even our extended HAN Network family intern has gone back to school today. So everybody's back now. We wish them all a happy and fun and safe school year. And as we just said, we'll have high school sports for you beginning this weekend. Friday night, Yorktown Heights, New York will cross the border and cover our Lewisboro Ledger team, which we don't get to see as much of. So we will see the John Jay Indians Friday night at 7 o'clock, 6:50 pregame right here on the HAN Network. I'll be along with the play-by-play, and we'll have the call for you then. The whole team will be there ready to bring you a full slate of high school sports throughout this fall season and stretching all the way throughout the school year. Of course, the FCAC schedule a little further away, of course, due to the latter start that the CIAC has given to the conference, so the conference will not be kicking off until the 18th. That will be our first FCAC football game, which will be New Canaan and Ridgefield up at Tiger Hollow, So we'll have that for you on Friday night, the 18th. But on this Friday, of course, we'll have, as I mentioned, the Yorktown High John Jay game. And on Saturday, we'll go to Notre Dame of Fairfield as they take on, the Lancers will take on Weston. So we look forward to that. And as we look outside, it really is a very hot day. Sunny, humid, 91, 85 for tomorrow. The low tonight will be 72, so you might want to have those air conditioners handy. More of the same tomorrow, mostly sunny day, 85 for the high, 73 will be the low tomorrow night. We'll drop down to 80 on Thursday, with a chance of thunderstorms, 67 for the low Thursday night. Friday, a high of 78 with a low of 58 and a 40% chance of rain showers looking into the weekend, mostly sunny and 76 for Saturday, 30% chance of showers on Sunday and 75, and we won't even worry about getting back to next week. Let's just all get settled in to the routines right now. A little more news for you before we talk to Don Eng and get some other information for you. New Canaan police are crediting Project Lifesaver with the safe return of a 79-year-old man with Alzheimer's who was reported missing around 6:30 Saturday evening. The man was missing for 15 minutes before police were called. He was wearing a transmitter from Project Lifesaver, and officers used tracking equipment to find the man safe about 20 minutes after they were called. Police said he would have been difficult to find without the electronic tracking system. You can read more at ncadvertiser.com. On your Tuesday coffee break, Wilton has begun a campaign to stop vehicles from idling following a July vote by the Board of Selectmen. The board's approval was an official recognition of a pre-existing Connecticut statute, which is Section 22A-174-18, that prohibits vehicles from idling for periods longer than 3 minutes. Because the state can only enforce the law on school buses, several nearby municipalities have attempted to reduce idling by educating other drivers on the road. Ridgefield, for example, has put up signs. The first selectman signed a pledge, and the town has implemented an awareness campaign. Wilton will now join Ridgefield, Norwalk, Norwich, Bethlehem, and Stamford in their efforts to reduce idling and spread awareness. Average retail gasoline prices in Connecticut have fallen 3.1 cents per gallon in the past week, averaging $2.55 per gallon. That's on Monday, according to Gas Buddy's daily survey of 1,540 gas outlets in Connecticut. The companies with the national average, that compares with the national average that has fallen 6.1 cents per gallon in the last week to $2.39 per gallon, according to GasBuddy.com. Including the change in gas prices in Connecticut during the past week, prices yesterday were $1.17 per gallon lower than the same day 1 year ago and are 22 cents per gallon lower than a month ago. The national average has decreased 20.2 cents per gallon during the last month and stands 103 cents per gallon lower than this day 1 year ago. As I mentioned, a steamy day outside. Many schools will be shutting down early. Again, keep an eye on the HAN network or check your HAN local newspaper online. Check any of the newspaper websites and, of course, on Twitter as well. And we'll keep you posted with all of the information. But we will pause once again for a break. Continue on here. We'll get Don with history, and we'll continue on for your coffee break on a Tuesday morning, 89 and sticky outside on the HAN network.
Highcote Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Connecticut's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Connecticut Rockefeller Estate, a national trust for historic preservation landmark. Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com. Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersom Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersomacorn.events/Sweets and Sips.
Carl Chevrolet is proud to sponsor HAN Network's coverage of the area's best high school sports. No matter the sport, competition in the FCIAC is spirited, so get out and cheer on your favorite team. If you can't make it to the game, be sure to bring HAN Network with you to keep up with the action. Visit Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
The 2015 high school sports season is off and running, and the HAN Network is the place for live play-by-play. This is Rob Adams. We'll have all of the action beginning Friday at 6:50 in Yorktown Heights, New York, as the Huskers of Yorktown High host the John Jay Indians. Saturday afternoon at 12:50, Weston travels to play Notre Dame of Fairfield in the opener for both squads. It's all from your home for high school sports, the HAN Network. And back with you on Coffee Break. It's a Tuesday morning, sticky outside, but not so sticky, even though he's staying far enough away from me, is my friend and colleague and Nutmeg Sports compadre, Donald Eng. Don, how are you?
Nutmeg compadre, all-around nice guy.
You generally are.
Animals.
You're good. You're very good to animals,
All
for
these
sure. You're a
things.
good dad. You're a bunch of good things, and good to. I mean, it's been a while.
It's been a good 2 weeks. There's actually more history now than there was last time I did this thing.
A lot more history has actually come around, and certainly one of our favorite parts of the day is hearing Don's history. Don, what do you have for us today?
Well, a cultural phenomenon had its unobtrusive beginnings on this day 49 years ago. But first, we're going to go back to 1504. Michelangelo's David, unveiled in the Piazza della Signora in Florence. Because of the nature of the hero it represented, the statue became symbolic of the defense of civil liberties embodied in the Republic of Florence, which was an independent city-state threatened on all sides by more powerful states and the hegemony of the Medici family. The eyes of David, with a warning glare, are cast in the direction of Rome. By the way, visitors to Florence are always amazed at David's size, 14.5 feet tall, over 17 feet, including the pedestal. 1761, the marriage of King George III to Duchess Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz. We know George is the bad guy in the Revolutionary War, but he was also a monarch known for his thoughtfulness before he went mad later in life. Despite being royal, George had what you might call a working man's taste, preferring mutton and tea to the lavish royal tables of the day. He also married a woman considered to be rather plain by royal standards, unheard of for the day. He never took a mistress, eventually fathering 15 children with Charlotte. Combined with his laid-back demeanor, nobles derisively commented the only things in life the king showed enthusiasm for were mutton and his plain wife. 1930, 3M begins marketing Scotch tape. The use of the term Scotch was a pejorative, meaning stingy, in the late 20s. The brand name came about around 1925 when Richard Drew tested the first masking tape. The body shop painter that he was testing with became frustrated and exclaimed, "Take this tape back to your Scotch bosses and tell them to put more adhesive on it." The name was soon applied to the entire line of 3M tapes. And in 1975, 40 years ago, sorry about that, U.S. Air Force Technical Sergeant Leonard Matlovich, who had been awarded a Bronze Star and Purple Heart in the Vietnam War, appears in his Air Force uniform on the cover of Time magazine with the headline, "I am a homosexual." He is given a general discharge, which was later upgraded to honorable. His tombstone does not bear his name. Instead, it reads, "When I was in the military, they gave me a medal for killing 2 men and a discharge for loving 1. And finally, In 1966, there was this.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Starship Enterprise, Star Trek, premieres on NBC 1966. Despite initially high ratings, the series slid into the mid-pack before a letter-writing campaign from fans saved it from cancellation after season 1. It eventually ran for only 3 seasons, 79 episodes, though it eventually spawned 4 spin-off series and 13 feature films. I suspect I'm with guys that have seen them all.
And it lives on in things like the Big Bang Theory show that has been running for years. It has been such a part of pop culture forever. I mean, everybody can do their own form of a Shatner impression. his version, of course, of Rocket Man at the Science Awards, I think in 1978, is legendary.
The SNL Get a Life skit.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it has just been a cottage industry forever. So, they took something and made it pretty spectacular.
I like how for the original cast, their job is now being cast members of a show that was canceled 4 decades ago.
Oh, absolutely. It's iconic. But you think of, guys like George Takei have lived off of being, the character in Star Trek all these years later.
Absolutely. So now I wonder, what if today's series will become historical? Well, we'll have to tune in about 40 years and find out.
Yeah, I guess so. And that's always the question. What's going to survive the test of time in any part of pop culture? All right, Don, great stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later. Don Eng has history with us. John Kovach has just dropped a note over to me. The Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal said this morning he will support the nuclear agreement between the United States and Iraq. While this is not the agreement I would have accepted at the negotiating table, it is better than no deal at all, he said. Blumenthal added that the deal can be made even better through unilateral American action and collaboration with our European allies. So thank you to John for passing that along. That, of course, from Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal. On your coffee break, we're going to pause for a minute. We will have a guest stopping in. We're going to talk about the St. Vincent's Sunset Sail Cruise to benefit breast cancer programs. Lynn Fine McCarthy will be joining us momentarily. My thanks to AJ Simonowski on the other side as we continue with your Tuesday coffee break. Sticky outside on a hot day, and we'll recap those schools for you that are going to close early as well when we get a break. But we will take a break right now. When we get a chance, we'll recap those schools. And we're back right after this with more Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
The 2015 high school sports season is off and running, and the HAN Network is the place for live play-by-play. This is Rob Adams. We'll have all of the action beginning Friday at 6:50 in Yorktown Heights, New York, as the Huskers of Yorktown High host the John Jay Indians. Saturday afternoon at 12:50, Weston travels to play Notre Dame of Fairfield in the opener for both squads. It's all from your home for high school sports, the HAN Network.
Connecticut Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Connecticut's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Connecticut Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation landmark. Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com. Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersom Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersomacorn.events/Sweets and Sips.
Carl Chevrolet is proud to sponsor HAN Network's coverage of the area's best high school sports. No matter the sport, competition in the FCIAC is spirited, so get out and cheer on your favorite team. If you can't make it to the game, be sure to bring HAN Network with you to keep up with the action. Visit Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
The 2015 high school sports season is off and running, and the HAN Network is the place for live play-by-play. This is Rob Adams. We'll have all of the action beginning Friday at 6:50 in Yorktown Heights, New York, as the Huskers of Yorktown High host the John Jay Indians. Saturday afternoon at 12:50, Weston travels to play Notre Dame of Fairfield in the opener for both squads. It's all from your home for high school sports, the HAN Network. We welcome you back to Coffee Break on this Tuesday. I'm Rob Adams. Kate Czaplinski with the week off. Another story coming across the line now. State Police issued 1,930 speeding tickets over the Labor Day weekend, according to statistics released this morning. Troopers also issued more than 4,000 moving violations and 98 tickets for seatbelt violations. There were 45 arrests for driving while intoxicated. Police responded to 336 accidents over the holiday weekend, 3 of which were fatal, one Friday in Montville, one Saturday in Montville, and one on Monday in Ledyard, all out in the eastern side of the state. Last year, state police issued more than 1,700 speeding tickets, 3,700 other moving violations, and made 35 DUI arrests and responded to 315 accidents, one of which was fatal. Recapping our top story now on your coffee break, Greenwich High School is closed today due to a water problem. Now, that is not related to the heat, which, of course, is going to be rather dangerous today. So keep that in mind. Many schools are going to close early throughout the area. Double check with your school. Keep your eye on HAN Network and, of course, on our Twitter feeds and our local papers. But it is going to be a hot day, sunny and 91, only 72 for the low tonight, and we're already at 90 right now here in Shelton. Let's turn our attention now to our guest, and we've got something great to talk about. Good news with St. Vincent's Sunset Sail Cruise to benefit breast cancer programs. And Lynn McCarthy, the executive director of St. Vincent's Medical Center Foundation, joins us. And Lynn, a good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for stopping by. And as it says, anchors away for the 13th annual Sunset Sail on the Bridgeport-Port Jeff Ferry on Saturday. What can you tell us?
Okay, so as you said, this is our 13th annual. It's a wonderful little cruise on the ferry. It leaves Bridgeport at 3:30. It'll go about halfway out. There's a DJ, wonderful food by Bazzi's, wonderful silent auction, and a raffle. It's a great time, and it certainly benefits a wonderful cause.
Tickets seem to be very reasonable. 21 and over, $60.
$60 a ticket, yes. Plenty of food. And the weather's going to be great. I already checked. So the band is outside on the top deck. And it's a nice afternoon to mingle, be out on the water. And the sun will just start setting, as the ferry comes back into Bridgeport Harbor. And
music by the seasides, as you were saying, the band will be outside.
Yeah, the band will be outside. A lot of dancing, and I just want everybody to remember where the money's going.
Absolutely.
The money will be going to the Breast Cancer Fund, and this is a fund that we administer, from the foundation. And for some reason this year, we've had many, many more breast cancer patients, breast cancer survivors that have applied to the swim for assistance. And the money that we raise with this event goes to all these individuals, I'll say 100% women, who are suffering from breast cancer. So these are patients that may have just gone through surgery, patients that are going through chemo and radiation. Some of them are single moms. Some of them are out of work. They're worried about their kids. We helped one particular mom with daycare and camp for their kids this summer because she was undergoing her cancer treatment. So, the money that we raise, you'll be doing a good thing because you're going to be helping a patient that really needs it.
Now, Swim Across the Sound, how did that start? How did that come to be?
Swim Across the Sound, we celebrated 28 years this past July. And the concept of the swim, as you just said it, was an actual swim from Port Jefferson to Captain's Cove 28 years ago, 3 young men and 2 boats. And they raised $5,000.
Wow.
Just for that one little swim.
Yeah.
So that now has turned into a program of multiple events. Sunset Sail is one of them. That raises money for the Swim Across the Sound. And the Swim Across the Sound raises about $2 million a year.
Wow.
So this money, whether it goes to breast cancer for this event, we have another event that just happened at Captain's Cove, and we'll have one in November. That money goes to pancreatic and liver cancer. We have our First Responders Fund, and that money we raise, that goes to any first responder in the state of Connecticut that's suffering cancer. And also we have our premier event, which is the marathon, which I want to thank you again for inviting me down the week before the marathon to talk about it. And the 3 swimmers and 2 boats turned into 160 swimmers and over 100 boats.
Oh my gosh.
And close to $300,000.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So this one little marathon that started 28 years ago has really turned into a wonderful program for all types of cancer patients. We have survivorship programs, yoga, acupuncture, nutritional counseling that many patients need. And we provide financial assistance that insurance doesn't pay for, like a mortgage payment,
right,
a utility payment,
yeah,
a heat payment in the wintertime. And that's what the money for the Sunset Sail, your $60, is going to help, especially just for patients with cancer. So the individual that started this event, her name is Kathy Young. I guess I can say that. She's on our board. And she started this event 13 years ago. And it's very close to her heart. And, I invite everybody to either go online, www.swimacrossthesound, and you'll see the Sunset Sail right up on our homepage. Or you could call us at the office, 203-576-5451, and tell us you want a ticket, and we'll get you tickets.
And there's so much more that the money goes to that Lynn is alluding to. I'm just glancing at the release. Things that you might not think about. Beyond medications, of course, you think medications, but transportation to get places,
yes,
daycare. I mean, daycare, as a dad, I know, daycare is a big deal.
Especially in the summertime. I mean, just think about if you're a mom, okay, and you're undergoing breast cancer treatment,
yeah,
okay, whether you're a single mom or not, and you're the primary caregiver for the kids in the summertime, which
absolutely
is usually, how it goes. And you're going through your chemo and your radiation, and you just don't have the strength, and you're just too sick to manage the kids during the day and your husband's working. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So you apply to the swim, and I'm humbled to sit in a meeting every Tuesday morning, which is where I was this morning at 9:30, to look at these applications and to be able to help these individuals that are asking for help. And as I said, we did pay for camp. We've done it many times. We did it last year as well for children of breast cancer patients who the mom needed a respite for the kids for the summertime.
You bring up a great point. Beyond, of course, the really cool sunset sail, beyond the marathon, there's also folks who need to apply. How does that happen?
Okay, so what you do is you will call the swim navigator. Her name is Vicki, and you'll fill out an application.
Mm-hmm.
And Vicki then will bring the application to a committee, which meets every Tuesday morning at 9:30 over in the new cancer center at St. Vincent's. And she'll explain to me and the other people on the committee the situation that the patient is going through, what type of cancer they have, so we know what fund to take it out of, why they're in need of assistance for whatever reason. And they bring the bills. I look at the bills. And with the money that we raise, thanks to our community partners, we're able to assist these patients. So I do need to give a shout out to the Port Jefferson Ferry that donates their ferry every year for this, and to Garavel Jeep, who's also a major sponsor for this event. We really couldn't do it without them. And the ferry has been really excellent for us because they donate the ferry on Marathon Day as well, because we take all our swimmers over to Port Jeff on the 6 o'clock ferry in the morning, and they donate that as well.
So you think about why should you go out and join the sunset sail, but swim serves over 30,000 individuals
every
in
year.
Greater Bridgeport and throughout Connecticut.
Yeah, every year.
I mean, that's you don't need too many better reasons than that one. And
plus, you're going to have a great time.
That's what I was going to spin back to.
Plus, with your $60, or if you come with a spouse or you come with friends, that you're going to help a breast cancer patient in need. I mean, that I can tell you for a fact. And on top of that, you've done a really good thing, and you're going to have a great time in the afternoon as well. So how could you go wrong, right?
Nothing wrong with that. Of course, we'd all love to say that, we'd prefer to not have to have these events, but it's a reality, and you're doing a great thing by continuing to do what needs to be done for folks who we just can't seem to.
And again, we cannot do it without all of you.
Yeah.
For our donors, our corporate partners, our companies that sponsor our events. They believe in the mission of the swim, and they help us help our patients.
And, of course, another bottom line is to make sure you go get yourself checked. Prevention.
That's the most important thing.
But that being said, have a great time with the sail. It sounds like it's going to be a great, and you said great weather.
It is going to be great weather. And, again, you could get your ticket online, again, www.swimacrossthesound.org, and you'll see the sunset sail right up there. Or if you're not too computer savvy, you just want to dial 203-576-5451, we can get you a ticket over the phone as well.
And to recap, 21 and over, $60 for a ticket. Catering by Vazzi's, if you've never had it, it's great food. Live music by the Seasides, beer, wine, soda, a DJ.
Silent auction and a raffle, and we just put all the baskets together for the silent auction, and there are some great, great silent auction items.
Do we dare ask for a hint of anything?
There's wonderful baskets. There's gift certificates to restaurants. There's a bike. There's just some really, really nice stuff.
Nice stuff.
So,
and a lot of great stuff. And you mentioned a lot of great sponsors and
yes.
everybody really supporting what's going to be a very worthwhile cause.
So it's from 3:30 to 7. It's really a wonderful. And if you've never been on the ferry, this is another thing. It's a great little cruise out to the Sound. And again, the sun just now starts to set. So as you're coming back into Bridgeport, you'll see the sun going down. So it's really quite lovely.
That sounds like a beautiful night. And, of course, again, it's this Saturday. So hop on and sail away in the afternoon.
Thanks again for having me. And letting me talk about the swim and the sunset sail and all the good work that the foundation does.
Now, Lynn, thank you for coming in. Lynn McCarthy, Executive Director of St. Vincent's Medical Center Foundation. They do a wonderful job. We love working with them. As we get ready to say goodbye to you on your Tuesday coffee break, again, hot day out there, a bunch of schools in the area closing down, so keep that in mind. We're at 90 degrees. We're going to hit 91 for the high. Low 70s tonight. It's going to be humid. It's going to be a real sticky day with all the kids back in school now. Heck of a way to come back from Labor Day, so we're still getting a last punch from summer. 90, as I mentioned, right here in Shelton. And that'll pretty much wrap up your coffee break for this Tuesday. Nutmeg Sports coming up in a little while. We, of course, will talk about and play some of the great interviews we conducted during the RV tour last week in the HAN Cruiser. But for AJ Simonowski, our entire crew here in Shelton, I'm Rob Adams. Have a great day and stay cool, everyone. We'll see you later. So long.